Namaskar and welcome everyone. I'm Malini Visanji and you are on MATV presenting Nari to Narayani. Today we are bringing in a very sensitive subject as we bring in every month, and we are going to talk about domestic abuse, the struggle and the support. We have here today to learn, to listen and to share stories from Dhara Barot, who is a survivor of domestic abuse, and we have Shama Singhi, who is a J30 certified coach, who is going to bring in some insight of her coaching experience. And welcome to both of you, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
So before we deep dive in the subject, I would like Dhara to introduce herself and talk to us a bit about herself and her journey.
Yes, I'm Dhara Barot. एक्चुअली मैं एक अहमदाबाद के पास छोटे शहर से हूँ और मेरे मैरिज के बाद मैं यहाँ पे मेरे हस्बैंड के साथ शिफ्ट हुई इन यूके एंड आफ्टर दैट हमारा रिलेशन कुछ अच्छा नहीं रहा, लाइक 2-3 महीने अच्छा चला, फिर उसमें प्रॉब्लम स्टार्ट हो गई एंड इट्स starting to abusing, to domestic violence, and lots of struggle I had feel and
Tell us about your background. What have you studied?
Actually I did BCA and then master in MSc IT, and I did the job as a quality assurance engineer at Ahmedabad. Yeah.
And when did you come to England?
In 2024. I came here with my husband.
We'll talk about the rest later on. I would like to ask Shama Singhi to introduce herself, her background, and Shama, what came, what made you become a coach, and tell us more about yourself.
Thanks, Malini, and namaste, everybody. My name is Shama Singhi. I'm a J Shetty certified relationship and empowerment coach. I'm also an author, so I've just recently launched a book of mine, which is called Wrong Turns and Right Lessons, which we can talk about more if we have the time. What made me become a coach is my own life journey and challenges that I've faced. So I lost my dad at a very young age, and then I got married. I moved countries. I'm originally from India. And then I moved to UK, same as Dhara. I got married, moved to UK. I was married for 10 years, and then the relationship wasn't going well. He cheated on me, he left. And for the past 10 years, I've been rebuilding myself, bringing up my daughter, and I can say I'm very happy now.
Oh, well done, well done. Thank you for joining us. Tara, when you got married, how were you? Was it an arranged marriage or a love marriage? What made you get into this relationship in the first place?
Yes, so it's an arranged marriage. So it's we just quickly get in touch and just made in 15 days we engaged, and then he's already live here in past 2 years, and then he came back after engagement. Then after 8 months we got married, and after 2 months of the marriage I came here in the UK.
And what are the biggest challenges and fears did you have right from the beginning, or was it in the middle of the marriage?
Actually it started after I'm coming here, and 2 months relation is going good and all the things going okay, but after that in the 3 months it's going like he is controlling me, and financially he is abused, and financially he is forcing me to give the money, and he took my all the salary without my permission from my account, and after that I am saying no, I don't want to give you, so he is force me to give, and after that he angry on me and then fights. So it's gonna fights like too much fights we are doing in that happened, and then he slapped me. So his violence on me, and he abusing my parents as well.
Wow. Okay. So sorry to hear that. I mean, as we said, we're here to listen, share, and learn to stories. I think there's something we maybe Shama can bring in and tell us what, or tell even Dara what she learns. What would be the first signs of abuse, do you think, Dara, that somebody needs to look out for? Shama.
Yeah. So the thing with domestic abuse is there is no one way that people can be abused. It can be physical, which is the most obvious one, that you're physically abused, somebody is hitting you. Then there is financial, which is the next obvious one, that people are taking your money. But the least obvious one is the emotional abuse. It's things like manipulation, gaslighting, and stuff like that, where slowly and steadily, it's your self-confidence which is eroding. Your worth, your self-worth keeps going down and down and down. And I think that is the scariest type of abuse that people need to look out for in general. And it's not about what they say, it's about how they make you feel. So if there are the proportion of how you feel with them, if it's more of being anxious and being stressed or feeling belittled or feeling criticized, then that is something you have to start thinking about. But if there are fewer occasions where you feel anxious and more occasions where you feel happy and peaceful, then it is a normal part of relationship.
Dara, you got married quite young. Obviously, no experience, nothing. You don't know what abuse is, etc. What were the first signs of where you thought you were actually abused, and what gave you courage to take the step and speak up?
Yeah, actually, before the marriage and in my life, no boy is coming in my life. So that is the first time the guy is coming in my life. So I don't know how to treat they are and how to feel to us and like that. So after that, I'm coming to his life. Then I didn't know what's going on, what's happening with me. So that time I'm not realized. So that's the kind of the abuse. So I thought like it's going the part of the life. So I'm just thinking, and it's gonna be okay with the time. We are going the arranged marriage, so it's take a time because I show in the another relationships. So but it's gonna worse to worse day by day. So I every day I cried. Without crying, my day is not gone like that. So after that, he left me at my house in the India. I all the I explained all the things what happened with me to my parents. That time I realized what happened with me. So that time I realized to myself I need to fight with all the things, and I need to work. मुझे मेरे लिए फिर उठना पड़ेगा और मेरे लिए मुझे लड़ना पड़ेगा. वहाँ से मेरे को हिम्मत आई. मेरे फ्रेंड्स लोग ने भी मेरे को उस टाइम मेरे को सपोर्ट किया कि तू टेंशन मत ले, चिंता मत कर, हम तेरे साथ हैं. क्योंकि बिफोर मैंने कुछ किसी से शेयर नहीं किया था. मैं अलोन हो गई थी यहाँ पे, और इतनी सारी थिंग्स मेरे साथ हुई कि मैं डिप्रेशन में भी चली गई, कि मैं किसी को बता भी नहीं सकती थी कि मेरे साथ क्या हुआ है. सो मुझे मेरे पेरेंट्स और मेरे फ्रेंड्स से मेरे को ये सपोर्ट मिला, और मैं आज यहाँ पे मतलब मैं फाइट कर रही हूँ और लड़ रही हूँ.
Shama, Dara said that she was quite young. She wouldn't recognize the first signs of domestic abuse or violence. What do you think are the first, if anybody goes through that, what are the first signs that they should pick up in that kind of relationship? What do you think?
I think for me, the biggest thing is be very self-aware. How you're feeling is your navigator. So it's very important, especially with Indian culture, we have been taught to ignore our feelings. But I think that is the most important thing to think about. How you're feeling in a relationship is the most important thing. If you're constantly feeling negative, anxious, stressed, then that is your first sign. Start addressing it. That's probably not the point where you start saying, okay, everything is going to end today. But if you don't start addressing it as soon as you realize that you're feeling like this all the time, then it's going to get worse. So to begin, and of course, physical abuse is something very, very obvious. The minute and the first time there is physical abuse, please raise your hand. Please do something about it. And even in terms of financial abuse, I want to say this to all the Indian women is, yes, we've been taught that your money is my money is your money, it's all the same, and men can take care of us. But financial independence for women is a must. You should know how much money you have, you should know how to control your money. That's all.
Thank you. That's very good advice, Shama. Dara, you said you realized when you went back to India that that was actually abuse that you were going through, and you didn't realize it when you were in London during your time. You didn't have any support, anybody to talk to, and so when was the trigger point actually?
एक्चुअली मैं जिन लोगों के साथ रह रही थी तो वो मेरे हस्बैंड के कज़िन्स थे और उसके फ्रेंड्स थे. तो एक्चुअली मेरे साथ जो भी हो रहा था उस टाइम मैंने कुछ बात नहीं की उन लोगों से. फिर वो देख रहे थे लेकिन वो मेरे को कुछ गाइड नहीं दिया उन्होंने कि भाई तू ऐसा कर सकती है, कि तू ऐसे लड़ सकती है, पुलिस में बता सकती है, तू जीपी में जा सकती है, कि तेरे को ऐसे टॉर्चर कर रहा है, कि ये सब. तो उस टाइम मेरे को कोई यहाँ से मेरे को कोई सपोर्ट नहीं मिला कि मैं क्या करूँ क्या नहीं. और मुझे जब रियलाइज़ हुआ तब मुझे पता चला कि मैं ये चीज़ भी कर सकती हूँ, क्योंकि वो मेरे से अच्छे से बात नहीं करता है, मेरे को अच्छे से रख नहीं रहा है, मेरे इमोशंस पे उसका मतलब कुछ फ़र्क ही नहीं पड़ता है. मैं रोऊँ, मैं घर पे हूँ नहीं हूँ, उससे भी उसको फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता है ऐसे. तो वो हुआ और वो एक दूसरी लड़की के साथ रिलेशन में चला गया है. तो शायद उसी लिए मेरे साथ ऐसा किया, मेरे को नहीं पता, लेकिन मेरे साथ बहुत गलत चीज़ें उसने की है, तो मुझे वो फाइट करना पड़ेगा.
Shama, tell us what kind of emotional blocks, especially amongst the Indian women, are there? Nobody to talk to in the in-laws, nobody to talk to maybe. What are those emotional blockage that person has in their mind that they just can't open up?
Yeah, I think in the culture we were speaking behind the curtains about this, isn't it? In our culture, in the Indian culture specifically, there is a lot of responsibility placed on the woman's shoulder alone. And the man really doesn't need to take responsibility, or the in-laws doesn't need to take responsibility. So, for example, I always grew up with the belief that once I get married, I should keep my married life separate I shouldn't get my parents involved if I have a problem or whatever. I should try and deal with it myself, which I did for a very long time. And I think this is what Dhara did, that you don't tell your parents because you don't want to get them involved and you don't want to mess up things. We've been told that we should deal with this by ourselves.
And that's culture specific.
Yeah, I think it's a lot in, I want to say, yes, it's Indian culture. And again, I want to reiterate the fact that I'm from Bombay. Yeah. I'm from Bombay. I've been brought up in, very strong, very independent. I have very strong opinions. And Dhara is from a small town in Gujarat. And yet we face the same things. Yeah. So I don't think it makes any difference. Sometimes the culture overpowers the education we've been given.
But again, we were talking about coming from a big metropole like Ahmedabad and Mumbai, and the mindset is so petty, and they're so narrow-minded.
Not in all the families, but like after marriage, you are like the parki dikri, like that.
Oh, yeah.
So after marriage, they are like this is your home. So in-laws is your home now. So like women are struggling with the things, but didn't speak to what happening with them. Never. She is like okay, time when time is going, then it's all things is going okay, then that's the mind things. And and what happened, like only thinking about the parents because they are from that society. So society is saying these. So that's the thing. They are not telling to anyone and anybody. So that's the thing. So,
Shama, we were talking about the big metropoles, Ahmedabad and Mumbai, but Dara said, it's about what people are going to say, that, his daughter has come back, the marriage is broken, everything. It's the same mentality, even in London, even in Mumbai, in today's day?
I think things are changing,
Yeah.
but things are changing only for a small part of the population. It's like the more educated, the more exposed people that you would see things are changing. I mean, I've been very lucky. When I went through my divorce, my mom was totally so supportive. My family was so supportive, and my friends were so supportive. But I know not everybody is that lucky. So I think things are changing. But if you think about the population of India, it's a very small proportion of the overall population that is adapting to these new ways of living.
So, Dara, with your experience, because you went through maybe not as a strong situation as, Shama, my apologies. You went through sort of a similar thing, maybe less abuse, but at least, it wasn't that strong as Dara. But how did what were the first steps you took to get out and decide to become a coach, to help somebody? You came out stronger, you took this and you overturned the situation.
Yeah. So the one thing which I'm not totally proud of saying is I did not do anything till the time he left me. I kept hanging on to the marriage, and I think this is what most of us do. Is for 10 years I kept dragging, I kept hanging on to it, I kept begging him to come back. For the first year, I actually begged him to come back, in spite of the fact that he was living with another woman. So that is something I'm not very proud of. But once I realized that this is it, once I took a decision that I'm not going to take this anymore, that's when I started turning things around. My biggest motivator was my daughter. She was 5 years at that time. And what I realized is if I don't heal myself right now and change the situation, I'm going to pass this on to my daughter and to the generations next. So that was just the turning point. I was like, no, I can't let this happen anymore. And that's when I started my own self-awareness and personal development journey.
Okay. So, Dara, you saw what Shama said. She had a motivation. She had her daughter to sort of turn around the situation. What's your motivation today to make sure you get out of this? You are a survivor. You don't consider yourself as a victim. But what's the point? What are you hanging on to come out of this situation? What's making you move forward?
Yes. So before I am like a very independent and working woman and happy and like my opinion on that time. So I thought on that days when I worked, so that's me inspired, and you have to fight with that because the 1 year is not, it's not a small time, but yes, it's only 1 year I thought, and I need to move and start my new life. So that's the my inspiration to move these things.
And how much support do you have from the community, the family, whether in India or here?
In my parents, it's lots of far from me because in India. But yes, I moved back here alone again, and what happened with me here. So I came back here and tell with my here friends, and one of my cousin brother is helping me a lot in these things to move out of this violence and whatever happened with me. So they are the inspiration and help a lot to move in on that situations.
Okay. Yeah. And Shama, what kind of support did you get in England with when you sort of went through this situation? What kind of family support? Any organizations? Anything?
So I have to say I've been very lucky. I've always had support. So when I decided that I'm going to do this, my family was standing with me. We spoke for hours. Everybody was there to stand up for me and to fight for me. They said, whatever decision you'll take, we are with you, which was emotional support is a very, very big thing. But then also my friend circle, I didn't know, to Dhara's point, is we don't know how the laws in England works. This is the first time we are going through divorce. We don't know even in India.
Yeah,
So it's where do I start? I didn't even know that. But luckily, my friend's dad was a Mackenzie friend, so I got a lot of guidance, legal guidance from him. And I think my friends were also very supportive. I have to say, but what really changed and what really healed me and made me who I am today, or made me a coach, is me getting help from another coach. I did a lot of self-help books. I read, I don't know how many books I went through, and I thought I'm healed. And then I landed up in one of these events, free events for my coach. I went on the stage and I started crying. And that's when I realized, actually, I need to heal more.
So as a coach, what would you say today to Dhara to do the next steps to the point where she is today?
So I'm going to say, first of all, Dhara, you're not alone. Okay? You're not alone. Apart from everybody that you already think about, IIW is here to support you. And so are we. Even as just group of women, we are here to support you. So please don't feel you're alone. And I would definitely recommend coaching to you, not because I'm a coach, but because it has also helped me. And I can tell you the difference. My coach was Anna Garcia, and I can tell you how much I've gained from just being with her is amazing.
Yeah. But in terms of financial support, when you're going through this sort of abuse and everything, Dhara, where do you get that? Because I think that comes into account quite a bit, because to go and see a coach, to go and see, anybody who can give you help, how do you manage at the moment? Because that could be a hindering as well.
Exactly, because when I came here, so I don't have to home, no job, no any help in the financially, and no job. So that's my friends lots of help me and give me the home to live for some days. So they are helping me a lot, and then after I start the part-time job. So right now I'm surviving from them, but I can't afford the advising fees and solicitor fees. So it's very hard for me right now to legal advice. So I went to some NGOs and organization for the help, but they can't anything. So I need to some advice, legal advice in my case.
Can I just say to anybody who's listening and who's in a similar situation like Dhara, we've got citizens. So if you're in UK, you've got Citizen Advice Bureau. You can go and get free legal advice from them. It's going to take time, but it's something to start with. And again, yes, there are a lot of NGOs and there are a lot of organizations which are helping people like yourself. So there is a lot of free resources available as well.
Yes. But I think, I don't know, I went to organization, they are we can't help you because you don't have a visa, because my husband is cancel my visa as well. So that's the thing. Yeah, he has cancelled my visa because I am the skilled worker dependent. So I have no right now any specific status, so they are not helping me exactly, and he is on skilled worker, so he is not the citizen of here. So that's the thing I am troubling now.
Shama, thank you for that advice, and Dhara, thank you very much for this. We'll just take a little break for now. We'll come back to you in about 5 minutes. Thank you very much.
From ancient times to today, astrology has been an integral part of our culture, helping us make decisions, understand our destinies, and find harmony in our lives. Whether it's love, career, health, or family, our expert astrologers at MATV are here to help you navigate life's journey. MATV has a variety of astrologers, numerologists, and tarot card readers scheduled entire week to cater to local audiences where they can call on live TV to have their answers.
क्या लिखा है आपकी किस्मत में? क्या बताती है आपकी कुंडली? क्या है आपका भविष्य और आपका स्टार साइन?
ज्योतिषवाणी with Manu Kapil every Monday 12 to 2 p.m.
ग्रह, राशि और नक्षत्रों की चाल से जानिए अपनी किस्मत का हाल।
किस्मत और कुंडली by इमरान अब्बास every Tuesday 12 to 2 p.m.
क्या है नक्षत्र, क्या है जय ग्रह चाल, क्या है इनका हमारे जीवन पर प्रभाव?
क्या बोलते हैं तारे by संजय भारद्वाज every Tuesday 7 to 8 p.m.
जानिए क्या छिपा है आपकी जन्म कुंडली में, कैसे ले सकते हैं इससे लाभ, कैसे आप आगे बढ़ सकते हैं अपने जीवन में।
जन्म कुंडली with Anil Sharma every Friday 12 to 2 p.m.
Are you feeling blocked, feeling stuck in your life, in your relationships, in your career, in your business? Do you want guidance?
Soul readings and mindfulness with Harjot Gabri every Saturday at 12 noon.
ग्रहों की देखिए बात की जाए तो ग्रहों के अनुसार ही हमारा सारा जीवन कंट्रोल होता है, जैसा ज्योतिष में बताया जाता है। आपके जीवन में कुछ अच्छा होगा, बुरा होगा, ये आपकी कुंडली में जो ग्रह बैठे हैं वो उसके अनुसार हो जाते हैं।
क्या बोलते हैं तारे by संजय भारद्वाज every Saturday 3 to 4 p.m.
लाइफ के किसी भी एस्पेक्ट के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, कोई भी सवाल का आंसर जानना चाहते हैं तो देखना न भूलिए
panditpathak.guru every Sunday 3 p.m. only on MATV.
Join MATV every day to discover your love match, unlock your career path, and embrace the magic of the universe. MATV, channel of your choice.
नमः शिवाय। मैं हूं पंडित पाठक, आपकी सेवा में आता हूं एवरी संडे बिटवीन 3 to 5 p.m. लाइफ के किसी भी एस्पेक्ट के बारे में जानना चाहते हैं, कोई भी सवाल का आंसर जानना चाहते हैं तो देखना न भूलिए
panditpathak.guru every Sunday 3 p.m. only on MATV.
जामवंत के बचन सुहाए,
सुने हनुमंत हृदय अति भाए।
तब लगी मोहि परखे हु तुम भाई,
सही दुख कंद मूल फल
सियावर रामचंद्र पद जय शरण, जय जय सिया राम शंकर हरि ओम।
No drama, no exaggeration, just the truth, a complete news bulletin. MATV brings you Darshan News at 7 a.m., 11:30 a.m., 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. News the way it should be.
यूके और यूरोप में बसे भारतीयों के किस्से, तीज त्योहारों की खुशबू, अपने देश की मिट्टी की यादें, महत्वपूर्ण मुद्दे और आप भी। मैं हूँ राजनंदिनी शर्मा और आपके लिए लेकर आ रही हूँ एक खास प्रोग्राम वीकली राउंडअप। अगर आप हमें अपने इवेंट्स का हिस्सा बनाना चाहते हैं तो आप हमें कॉल और ईमेल करें आपके अपने चैनल MATV पर।
हजारों लोग हर रोज सुबह से रात तक कभी न कभी MATV जरूर देखते हैं। They might be your future customers, but you have to tell them about your products and services. Let's grow your business with MATV. Advertise, promote and market your product and services on MATV. Call MATV Sales on 07970 337036 or 0208 795 0026.
Welcome back to everyone. This is Nari to Narayani by Inspiring Indian Women on MATV. Welcome back. Thank you, Dara and Shama. We had a very interesting conversation. Thank you very much. We're going to go to a next segment and we're going to start talking about healing actually. You've taken a courageous step to get out of it, which is well done to you. How are you starting to rebuild your life? Because a part of your life is in India, part of your life is here, your family is in India, you're here. And what kind of approach have you taken to start, heal?
Yes, so in India, मेरी लाइफ टोटली डिफरेंट थी यहाँ से। मेरी स्टडी ख़त्म हुई, फिर मैं जॉब स्टार्ट हो गई वहाँ पे। और यहाँ पे आके मेरी लाइफ एक हैप्पी लाइफ, लॉट्स ऑफ ड्रीम, होप के साथ मैं यहाँ पे मेरे हस्बैंड के साथ आई। लेकिन मेरे साथ बहुत नाइंसाफ़ी मैं बोल सकती हूँ कि हुआ है मेरे साथ। लेकिन अब वो टाइम नहीं है कि मैं अभी रोज़ ही ऐसे क्राई करूँ। और अब मेरे को यहाँ इसमें से निकलना है, तो अभी मैं फ़ाइट कर रही हूँ उसके अगेंस्ट। मैंने पुलिस कंप्लेन की है और बाहर आने की कोशिश कर रही हूँ। अभी मैं थेरेपी काउंसलिंग स्टार्ट है मेरी। क्योंकि मैं डिप्रेशन में भी चली गई इसकी वजह से, तो वो हो रहा है। और मेरी डेली एक्टिविटीज़ को भी मैंने चेंज किया है कि यहाँ आके मैंने जो मैं कर रही थी उससे कुछ अलग मैंने स्टार्ट किया है। कुछ इंस्पिरेशन स्पीचेस मैं सुनती हूँ और भगवान का नाम लेती हूँ। वो सबसे बड़ी होप है मेरी, जो होगा अच्छे के लिए होगा। So that's the thing inspiring me and healing me is the, yeah.
Tara, you were as well physically abused. How are you healing physically?
Yes, so physical assault जो मैंने फेस किया है, that's the very difficult situation for me. एंड उससे बाहर निकलने के लिए मैंने GP से कांटेक्ट किया और मैंने सारे टेस्ट करवाए। और देन आई रिलैक्स्ड फॉर देम, लाइक इट्स ओके, इट्स ऑल गुड। सो वो मेरे को उसमें से भी मेरे को अब थोड़ा बेटर फील कर रही हूँ। और अभी मैं पहले से ज़्यादा अच्छे से रह रही हूँ, ऐसा मुझे फील होता है कि अब मैं अपने के लिए जी रही हूँ, किसी के बंधन में नहीं। जब उसके साथ थी, मेरे हस्बैंड के साथ, तब मेरे को एक बंधन सा, लाइक मैं जेल में रह रही हूँ, ऐसा मेरे को फील होता था। सो अब दैट्स द गुड थिंग कि नाउ आई एम नॉट विथ हिम। सो दैट्स द थिंग।
Shama, in terms of emotional healing and physical healing, Dara has spoken to us about spiritual healing, where she knows she feels that there's somebody up there looking for her. What do you suggest that people should be doing emotionally and physically to heal?
So I think for physically, it's rightly what Dhara said. Go to your GP and they will then help you with what needs to be done next. So if you have physical conditions, they're going to help you with that. But also if you need mental support, mental health support, they will put you in the right direction and give you the right resources. So I think speaking to the GP is very important. But also there are a lot of charitable organizations. I know we briefly spoke about it, but every county, every area that you live in have the charitable organizations that may be able to help you. if they can't help you, then go and ask them who is the person can help me. So they might be able to open more doors for you. So that's what you need to do. I think it's very important to be relentless and just make up your mind that you need to do. For me, emotional healing starts with self-awareness. So we were sharing this for a very long time. I kept asking, why me? Why is this happening with me? But then I changed my question. What do I do now? What is it for? So the very thing which I realized is, to start your healing journey, you need to figure out what is that one thing that God, the superpower, or the universe is trying to teach you by putting you through this situation. And the minute you realize that, I think the way you think changes.
It's good to know. Shama, do you think there are a lot of Indian women who have the same situation as Dara, where they get married in India and from boys who live in the UK, and then they come here and it's not lovey-dovey anymore and all that stuff? Have you heard stories like that beforehand?
Yeah. So I've spoken to a lot of my clients. You'd be surprised, it's not only Indians, but there are a lot of other cultures out there who are going through similar situations.
Yeah.
So yes, but Indians, of course, there are certain cultures which have more prominent of these kind of stories. Yes, there are a lot of women going through it, and it's not great, but it is a fact of life.
Yeah. And Dara, have you heard, any friends or any people where you meet who have gone through the same situation as you have?
एक्चुअली पहले मैंने कभी नहीं सुना था। और इन माय केस कि मैं मैरिज करके यहाँ पे आई, मैंने मेरे हस्बैंड का टोटली डिफरेंट रूप देखा, ऐसे बोल सकती हूँ कि इंडिया में वो मेरे साथ कैसे थे, यहाँ पे आके टोटली वो चेंज बंदा निकला ऐसा। तो और मैंने पहले कभी नहीं सुनी थी, बट जब मैं मेरी सिचुएशन सबसे शेयर करी तब मुझे पता चला कि मैं अकेली नहीं हूँ, ऐसी बहुत सारी वुमेन्स है जो ये फेस कर रही है, लेकिन वो आवाज़ नहीं उठा रही है, अपने लिए लड़ नहीं रही है। सो आई रिक्वेस्ट कि आपके साथ कुछ गलत हो रहा है तो प्लीज़ किसी को बताइए, हेल्प लीजिए और इससे बाहर निकलिए, बिकॉज नाउ नॉट द टाइम कि आप सहते जाओ। सो डोंट बी लाइक सहन नहीं करना है अभी, आवाज उठाओ प्लीज प्लीज।
That actually led to my next question. What was your message to the but it's you took it out quite well and you spoke quite well on that. Shama, what would you have to say to that? What's the message you would give out to the Indian women who are going through the similar situations where they get married in India, everything is lovey-dovey, they come here and everything is completely different?
I think it's actually, it builds on what Dhara is saying. Absolutely, what Dhara said is, if you are feeling that something is not right, then please speak up. Please speak to your parents, please speak to your families, please speak to your friends, and if none of them are in your support, then speak to an outsider. Okay, because a lot of the times with Indian families, a lot of the times the parents are not very supportive because they don't know how to face the society. So it's not their fault, but please speak up and please get advice and help from, there are so many resources available no matter where you are. So it's very important to speak up.
It's good to say you speak up everything. Isn't there a fear behind speaking up about judgment? Did you feel at any point that you will be judged by anybody around you, in your family, in your friend circle? And is that one of the reasons why people don't speak up?
Yes, in my situation, like मैं वो सोसाइटी से बिलोंग करती हूँ कि मतलब इतना नैरो माइंडेड नहीं है, अब तो मतलब थोड़ा चेंजेस भी है, लेकिन स्टिल जो सोसाइटी, लोग क्या बोलेंगे, लोग क्या सोचेंगे हमारे बारे में, वो अभी भी है मेरी सोसाइटी में, मैं जहाँ से हूँ। सो मुझे वो टाइम पे था कि मेरे पापा की इज्जत है, मेरी फैमिली की इज्जत, वो सोच के मैंने बोला नहीं। सो अभी भी वो है, तो प्लीज़ उसको भी चेंज करें कि लोग क्या सोचेंगे वो मत सोचो, बस इससे बाहर निकलो। तो वही मेरी रिक्वेस्ट है कि सोसाइटी के बारे में मत सोचो, क्योंकि वो हमारी हेल्प करने नहीं आएगी, वो हमें नहीं खाना पीना देने वाली, लेकिन प्लीज़ आवाज़ उठाओ, वो बोल के चले जाएंगे, हम वर्स्ट टू वर्स्ट लाइफ फेस करनी पड़ेगी हमें। सो बोलिए और लाइक उससे बाहर निकलिए, बस वही मैं चाहती हूँ।
Shama, I can see your eyes are shiny. And what do you think about judgment? And in terms of your coaching, how do you approach someone who thinks like they'll be judged?
I don't know if anybody's heard of Sandeep Maheshwari. He's a very popular motivational speaker in India. He keeps saying this, "Sabse bada rog kya kahenge log." And that is actually the truth of our society, is that we are living a lie. We are, most of us, 80% of the population is living a lie because of what the society is going to say. And it's the very same society who's not going to come, exactly what Dhara said. They are not going to come and help you. If you are dying, they are not going to be there for you. So don't worry about what others are going to say. But there is another thing that we need to keep in mind. We are healing ourselves for the generation that is going to come next. Because this has been going on for generations, whether be it men or women. Domestic abuse is not new. It's been going on for generations. And it's time that somebody stops that. And if we don't stop it, then our children, our generations which are going to come are also going to suffer. So we are not doing this only for ourselves. When you are speaking up, you're not doing it only for yourself, but you're doing it for the people around you. You're giving them the permission and for the generations to come.
Yeah. And Shama, well, you well said that it could be anybody suffering from abuse. Let's remind that it is not only women who go through domestic abuse. I think men are in the same situation, but the problem with men we have today is that they don't speak up. It's very difficult with the machoism of men to come and say that I've been abused by this person. It could be maternal abuse, it could be abuse in the family, it could be abused by a partner or a wife or anything. And I think even men need to sort of find the same kind of help when it's needed, actually. And there are same sorts of help existing for women and for men, and I think in that way they're all treated the same way. What do you think about that, Shama?
I think you're absolutely right. So women are not the only one going through it, although the proportion might be higher.
Yeah.
But there are definitely men across the world who are going through domestic abuse as well. And again, it is very important for them to speak up as well. I think the common theme is just speak up, because what's happening is we are telling the society that men cannot speak up, men cannot be vulnerable, men cannot have feelings, and men cannot cry, which is not helping the women either. So we are not helping the society on the whole by just keeping quiet and, just torturing ourselves through life. If it's not working out, if you're feeling anxious, speak up. I don't think there's anything embarrassing about it.
Very well said. Thank you, both of you. Last question. What sort of empowerment means to you now in today's date, Dara? What do you think you've sort of come out of this? And you haven't totally come out of it, but what have you empowered out of it? What have you taken out of it?
It's certainly like I'm not move out of whole. I'm like अभी मैं पूरी तो बाहर नहीं आई हूँ. अभी मैं ये सब सफ़र कर रही हूँ, अभी मैं स्ट्रगलिंग कर रही हूँ. लेकिन हाँ, सबसे बड़ी ताकत लाइक मेरी फैमिली, मेरे फ्रेंड्स, मेरे सपोर्टर्स. जहाँ भी गई मैं हेल्प के लिए, एटलीस्ट मुझे गाइडेंस दिया, सपोर्ट किया. सो वो मेरी सबसे बड़ी एक ताकत रही है कि मैं मेरे लिए उठूँ और आवाज़ उठाऊँ और मेरे अपने लिए जीऊँ. सो दैट्स द थिंग. सो वो मेरी सबसे बड़ी ताकत है. और अभी मेरे को मूव ऑन करके मेरी न्यू लाइफ स्टार्ट करनी है और वो रास्ता चुना है मैंने. तो वो मैं आगे मैं कुछ मेरे लिए कुछ करूँ और मेरे परिवार के लिए करूँ, बस.
Well done. Shama, what does empowerment mean to you today as a coach? And comparing to what you have gone through as well. And I think the book you've written sort of shows that, you know, you have sort of come out of it and then empowered yourself and put your thoughts down in the book.
Yeah. So after going through everything and after coaching so many people, empowerment to me is freedom to be yourself, to be who you genuinely are. It's just the authentic self. Because again, going back to our conversation, the society does not allow you to be who you are. And that's when we disempower ourselves, by listening to the society, to the world, to the judgment. I'm not saying you're living in a society, so I'm not saying you can't be a part of the society, but there are small things that can add towards being empowerment and being yourself. And I think a lot of it, and this is what I've in fact written in my book as well, it's the journey. So, you know, the decisions I've made, my decision to get married was not because of who I was, but because of what I thought the society wants me to do. It's simple things like that. So it's simple, just be who you are, be yourself, be your authentic self. That's empowerment for me.
Very much. Thank you both of you for sharing so openly. Hats off to both of you, and you've come a long way. I mean, your words will surely inspire countless men and women, or I would say women and men, to reclaim their lives, actually, because that's what Dara is doing at the moment, reclaiming their life. And to anybody watching us, remember, like Dara said, you're not alone. Like Shama said, get help. Don't live in the silence. You know, help is always there. You just need to reach out. The first step you need to take, and you will see a lot of doors which will open. Let's continue supporting and celebrating the strength of Indian women through Inspiring Indian Women on METV. Thank you very much.
Thank you.